And welcome and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our broadcast of this baseball game. We're going to start off with the national anthem here for you, and we'll go on with the game after that. So there you have it, folks. A great rendition, as it always is, of the national anthem. I'm Mario Perez, and I'll be calling this game alongside my usual partner, Enrique Lolo Bolivar, and a new addition to our team in Jacob Susage, who is coming here and gracing us with his presence for this game against Ferguson. How you doing, Jacob?
I'm doing good, man. It's great to be here.
That's, always definitely great for a ball game, especially here when we got a nice warm weather and we can enjoy two good teams playing against each other in what should be a good district matchup.
It really should, man.
Definitely. So we also have Lolo, our professional statistician, with all of his iPads and other different devices he's using to give us all the latest updates on the stats of baseball times past and current stats and all that. So we appreciate that as usual.
Definitely, Mario. I'm very excited for this ball game here. It's definitely going to be an interesting game. I know that the Ferguson team is definitely a speedy team with they've only been caught stealing once this season, 6 out of 7 stealing, so they're definitely a speedy crew out there. And we're gonna give you the positions out here for this Explorers ball team. In first base, Chris Garabedian. Second, Eddie Rodriguez. Pablo Armas at short, Laz Rivera in the hot corner, Gil Torres in right, Kevin Suarez in his usual position at center, Ryan Alvarez over there in right field. Behind the dish, Chris Perez, and starting off for the Explorers, Brian Garcia.
And so now the leadoff hitter getting set in to face Brian Garcia, the Columbus ace. Jacob, why don't you tell me a little bit about this Ferguson lineup that the Explorers are going to be facing here?
Well, the first line is we have very powerful hitters, especially at the number 4 and number 5 position.
Definitely. Always important to have a good cleanup hitter. That's, the big role when you get guys on base. You depend on those number 4 and number 5 hitters to bat those runs in, and definitely what the Ferguson players will be doing here. Brian Garcia now setting in an early 1-1 count against the leadoff hitter for Ferguson.
And Mario, Brian Garcia has definitely gone off to a great start for this Explorers baseball season.
I can tell you what, last time we saw him go out there, we saw him pitch a gem of a game. We saw him go straight 7 innings and pitch a complete game shutout, only allowing 3 hits. At the high school level, that is stellar.
Hey, be on it, 3, be on it.
Definitely an honor just to be in the presence of Brian Garcia in that last game.
So now Garcia setting up the 3-1. That low ball. So a walk to start off the inning here in the top of the first, and that'll bring up Anthony Tucker for Ferguson with a man on first and no men down. Brian Garcia not starting the game exactly the way he had last time we saw him. dropping the bunt there. The out registered at first base. The runner advances. And that'll bring up the number 3 hitter. That's some small ball right there. A little laying down bunts, getting speedy guys out there. It's good to have the power bats.
Yeah, very smart play, especially with who's coming up next, Chris Medea, who's a very powerful hitter.
Absolutely. You try to advance the runner. I can see sort of the strategy there was you try to advance the runner into scoring position on second base so that the power hitter maybe can drill one into the gap and score the runner.
Exactly.
Maybe that's some of the mentality there. Definitely a speedy lineup from Ferguson.
They very.
And now, Brian Garcia with the 0-1. He's got a man down, but a man in scoring position to worry about. Big swing taken there. That looked like a slugger swing, didn't it?
Looks like he's trying to go for the fences here.
Absolutely. You know, with his potential, he can definitely do that, but sometimes you got to buckle down and with a man in scoring position, accept anything in the gaps or down the line. The 0-2. That one fouled back. He's fighting a little bit here, maybe adopting a more defensive stance at the plate. Brian Garcia with that infamous fastball of his, and he's got a good breaking ball, known for pitching a good slider, and that's important for a pitcher to have a good arsenal to work with. The ball.
Yeah, you always want to switch it up, especially
Yes,
you want
sir.
to maybe go from a changeup to a fastball to keep the batter on his toes.
Yes, sir. By the way, with a hitter like this, you have a few pitches to waste because you don't want to give him anything he can hit. And you know that on 2 strikes, he's going to be swinging at anything in the zone. So you give him anything, you give him any freebies, he's going to swing at that, and this guy's dangerous. Big swing taken there, and he goes down. That's a K for Brian Garcia, registering the second out of the inning just like that, with a strikeout, and striking out the slugger of the lineup, even though a dangerous hitter up now, huh, Jacob?
Very dangerous. Carlos Tapia is actually our best hitter.
So you can equate him to the likes of Ryan Alvarez, an extremely dangerous hitter in the Explorers lineup, and definitely something you'll be expecting now for Ferguson. If there's a guy who can drill one in and maybe hit one over the fences, it's this guy right now.
Yeah.
And we're going to see what Tapia here has to bring in the runner in scoring position.
Definitely. Sometimes
Christopher Beck over there at second base.
Yes, sir. It's a little unselfish sometimes because sometimes you got to hold your swing back, maybe not swing with all that power. You're just trying to get a hit, get that guy over, especially if he's a speedster, and leadoff hitters normally are. The 0-1. Fastball there, really fast. That one going in. Makes it 1-1 though, but that was a show of his speed right there.
That was definitely some heat right there. That was
absolutely.
very impressive.
He went with the fire.
Yeah.
Swinging a pitch in the dirt there. He's stealing, and he's safe at third.
Very good instincts from Mr. Beck there.
Absolutely. You get a guy only 90 feet away from the plate now. He seems a little rattled, though.
And, like I said earlier, Mario, definitely this Ferguson team, the speedy one, now that making it 7 out of 8 stealing attempts there. So definitely improving that average in their stealing percentage.
Yes, sir. Definitely big, really important to get that guy over from second to third with 2 outs. That pitch in the dirt there, the runner at third holding. That makes it count 2-2, and it looks like it won't be so easy for Brian Garcia to register that last out.
Now that there's that guy on third, do you think that changes the strategy for the hitter at all?
Absolutely. I think that not only for the hitter, but for the pitcher, because out of the corner of his eye, the pitcher's got, well, not the corner, he's facing him.
Yeah.
He's facing the guy standing there right at third, and that changes your whole strategy, because any little hit will advance that runner, and they'll get a run across the plate. So right now you need to be very defensive as a pitcher, maybe even considering a walk against the slugger.
Yeah.
That is, he punched him out right there, went with the gun and registered the K. So the hitter, the runner on third base ended up not being a big issue. We'll be back with the bottom of the first and the Explorers on offense.
Heading into the bottom of the first
It's another great deal right here at Toyota of South Florida in Doral. This week only, it's the Abuela Edition Camry. The Abuela Edition comes with a mojo recipe and a bottle of Vicks Vaporub. And this Abuela for free.
Hola.
And if you get the Abuela package with GPS, she'll even give you directions.
Afeítate esa barba. Tienes dos colores
Okay,
en
on
la
second
barba.
thought, maybe we'll
Estás
just
muy
stick
gordito.
to great deals. Come in this week to Toyota of South Florida in Doral. Great cars, great prices.
Y tremenda gente.
The Florida Motorcycle Training of North Dade provides an 18-hour basic course designed to teach beginning and novice motorcyclists the physical and mental skills necessary to ride safely on the street. The course teaches basic motorcycle operation, effective braking techniques, turning skills, and obstacle avoidance maneuvers. The course includes 8 hours of classroom instruction and approximately 10 hours of on-cycle instruction. Insurance, motorcycle, helmet, and student workbooks are provided for the course. If you are interested in applying, call 305-623-3444 today.
He's got bad eyes. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We've got the bottom of the first inning here for you with the Columbus lineup coming up to bat now. So we'll be seeing those Columbus bats going back to action, and maybe we'll get a look at Ryan Alvarez, and always definitely a big thing. And I don't know if you recognize this walk-up music, but I certainly do, Lolo.
I definitely do not.
This is Emilio Bonifacio's walk-up music from the Marlins. And so now it's Kevin Suarez coming up. So now Kevin Suarez, a senior, is in the batter's box with a 1-0 count to work with. That pitch very high there. Suarez jumps out to an early 2-0 count. And 3 straight balls. Why don't you tell me a little bit about this pitcher here?
Anthony Kai, he's a very good pitcher. He actually has a really fast fastball, one of the fastest in the state.
Definitely, that's pretty much the mainstay of competition in high school pitching is just how fast you can get your fastball. They have to command it well, but sometimes when you go with a straight up heater and it's so fast with the likes of Aroldis Chapman, you're just gonna gun it past the batter. And that's extremely important.
Well, being a left-handed pitcher, Anthony Caro has to see where his foot placement is, because if his foot placement is off, the ball might run off the plate a little bit, and I don't think he's finding the strike zone as much tonight.
It's going to be interesting to see if they use the same. Oh, here comes the stealing base to see if he can get him out, and he is safe.
So a little small ball playing on the Explorers side, taking a taste of what Ferguson was doing in the top of the first. It almost seems like it was scripted because it was the same exact series of events that took place in the top of the first. And
that was actually a very good stolen base by.
Absolutely.
And also, that is also our center fielder, so both center fielders with a leadoff steal there.
Yeah, absolutely. Good job there.
Interesting.
And so now the explosive third baseman for the Explorers, Laz Rivera, up with a man in scoring position already. It was only the leadoff hitter in Kevin Suarez.
It seems like the catcher wants to go talk to the pitcher, talk some strategy here.
Yeah, the battery discussing a few things out on the mound. And folks, the battery is the combination of the catcher and the pitcher in baseball. Just some lingo there to work with.
Jose Brito there trying to calm down his pitcher, Anthony Cara. Seeing if he can help him find the strike zone a little bit more tonight.
With one thing you always got with a really fast, really hot fastball pitcher is that he needs a little help finding the strike zone a few times, because when you throw it so hard, it's a little tough to find it sometimes. When you find a pitcher who can command that fastball, that's supremely good. Kevin Suarez advances to third on that passed ball there. Maybe that fastball got away from him on that one.
It really does. He doesn't seem like he has his right stuff right now, but let's see if he can pull it around.
Hey, it's only the first inning, so if there's an inning to make mistakes, it's right now. Yeah. Again, the catcher and pitcher discussing a few things out on the mound, with Kevin Suarez only 90 feet away and 0 outs. Laz Rivera with a 1-1 count.
Maybe if he can slow down his fastball here, he can get more of his control back.
Yeah, absolutely. The fastball right now doesn't seem to work out for him, so spice it up with a few of his other pitches. Maybe go back to it. You got to be a little deceptive with your pitch choices. And that was a foul ball rocketed at the visitor dugout. Had to duck for their lives on that one.
Man, that almost took somebody's head off there.
And one thing I've noticed here about the pitcher for the Falcons, Anthony Cara, is that he in his windup he stretches a lot, and he stretches pretty far off the mound, and his throwing hand just goes way off, and you can he's revealing the pitch way too early to the hitter, so it might be a little easier to hit for the Explorers hitters that are definitely disciplined at the plate.
Well, that's one of those cases where you need that really fast fastball if you're going to reveal the pitch to him that early. That pitch right there, blatantly, obviously a ball. No contest on that one.
Especially being a left-handed pitcher, it's easy for the right-handed hitters to see here, and this Explorers lineup definitely has more right-handed hitters like most baseball teams.
And now the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, taken by Laz Rivera, who heads over to first on the drop third strike. But there is an out at first anyways, the first out of the inning now. And that brings up Ryan Alvarez.
And that should give Anthony Kyle a little bit of confidence here to get the next two guys out.
So, Jacob, let me tell you about the hitter who's in the batter's box right now, Ryan Alvarez.
I've heard a lot about him.
Absolutely. He's the most dangerous hitter in the lineup. And if we were at a Marlins game, everyone would be pulling out their smartphones and looking at Giancarlo Stanton. This guy might, has a lot of potential to become that one day. So now Ryan Alvarez. First pitch there, the breaking ball outside the zone. So he is going with a few other pitching choices, but he's not even finding the zone with those. He did register, however, an out there, so maybe the road to recovery and regaining some of that composure that you so desperately need as a pitcher. Another low breaking ball there, pitching very tentatively to Ryan Alvarez.
I think he just has to get some of his nerves out with such a big game here. That he just needs to get some of his nerves out here. It'll be very interesting how as the game goes on.
Well, because it means so much to a pitcher to be able to pitch very well against a good hitting team like the Explorers, especially to guys like Ryan Alvarez. If you say, I struck Ryan Alvarez once, maybe even twice, that's very good.
And that is a called strike right there.
And Anthony Cara has to not make sure he doesn't give up any mistakes, especially this dangerous hitter at the plate in Ryan Alvarez with a runner in third. So just 90 feet away from scoring the first run of this ball game here for the Explorers.
It'll be interesting to see how head coach Weber plays this right here, because you definitely have home run potential in Ryan Alvarez, but you have a guy only on third base that's 90 feet away from the plate. Maybe you want to focus more on scoring him. Ryan Alvarez is fast anyways, so maybe we'll see. He'll maybe pull a few balls, maybe hit one down the line.
Possibly walk.
Exactly, possibly walk. With a 3-1 count right now, the sky's the limit for Ryan Alvarez.
But Mario, also one thing we got to keep in mind is Chris Medina over there at third base, a great defensive third baseman in the hot corner that I was told by one of the Columbus coaches before the game. Also one of the power hitters for this Falcons lineup, along with their left fielder Carlos Tapia.
Ryan Alvarez, season ball 4, he'll be walking. And so a little damage, a crisis averted there, because you won't be seeing any home runs from Ryan Alvarez. But now he's on the base path. So
and this actually might work in the Falcons' favor, because this opens up the chance for a double play.
Absolutely. That is always there, because when you have first base open, you have a very dangerous hitter. You're weighing the sacrifices and the gains, and sometimes those gains outweigh the sacrifices. Definitely maybe some good decision-making there by the pitcher. Now he needs to get 2 outs.
Yes. And at bat right now we have Chris Perez. Can you tell me something about Chris Perez here?
Chris Perez, the catcher for the Explorers. He's a senior, definitely an extremely good hitter, known for his power. He's hit a few home runs over the fences. He's gone opposite field out there over right field. And just really an all-around good catcher. He's a Division I baseball commit. So a lot of good things to say about Chris Perez, and he's been a very reliable catcher for his ace, Brian Garcia. So some time taken here by the Ferguson and Columbus Explorers now discussing a few things on offense and defense. So far what we've seen from both teams is not so much great hitting as it was maybe a little shaky pitching from both teams, allowing a few walks, and now not a good situation for Ferguson because they got men on the corners. However, the double play set up, so it could be anyone's game right now. Definitely, they need to buckle down right now.
That is very true. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of pitches they do, because you probably want to throw a pitch that's down low so you can get a ground ball, see if you can get the double play.
Absolutely. You know, you walk Ryan Alvarez, who's an extremely dangerous hitter. You walk him to set up the double play, but that double play is not going to come easy against a hitter like Chris Perez.
That is very true.
But between Chris Perez and Ryan Alvarez, I'll take Chris Perez any day.
And looks, we're coming back from the break here, and we'll see what Chris Perez can do.
Definitely. Chris Perez now facing Ferguson with one out. Facing Cara. Anthony Cara now with the 0-0, and that pitch goes in there for a strike. Few tough calls made in the beginning of the inning by the umpire here. Calls on the corners and whatnot that could have been called either way, and definitely a difficult thing to do as an umpire.
And it looks like it's always like this at the beginning of the game, because you're always trying to feel what the umpire strike zone is, because with every umpire there's a different strike zone.
Absolutely. That's another variable put up for the pitcher right there, is he needs to adapt to the strike zone that he sees in this umpire, and just another thing that these versatile pitchers have to adapt to.
That was a very close ball.
A lot of plate discipline by Chris Perez right there, laying off of that one. That makes a count 0-1. Makes all the difference in the world to have a 1-1 count, 1-1. Makes all the difference in the world to have a 1-1 count versus an 0-2 count, because it changes everything. Chris Perez now facing Anthony Cara with a 1-1 count.
And I think what Coach Weber here is hoping for is that Chris Perez at least just gets on base, hopefully maybe driving the run, and then we get Nelson Montpierre to hit right after him, who's definitely a disciplined hitter at the plate, nonetheless a great hitter.
So now they count 2-1 on a breaking ball there that was just outside the zone. A lot of pitches finding their way right next to the zone, right on the line, and very good plate discipline by these batters here. Even though that one was a strike, that makes it count 2-2. Anthony Cara, he's not going to let Chris Perez off easy.
Let's see if he can get a strikeout here.
Absolutely. That would totally give him back his composure. It's very hard to get a strikeout with men on the corners and one out.
Danny, zoom out a little bit.
Taking his time here. Sometimes you're a little bit nervous before you send out that pitch. One pitch can change the whole course of the game. He hits a home run right here, they go up by 3. He gets a double play, the inning's over. So, the swing of the pendulum. Big swing taken there, and the runner was advancing in Ryan Alvarez. He was on his way to second, and he gets called back on the foul ball.
Very interesting strategy calling a hit and run there.
Definitely. And it's not even a full count. Normally you'd have him going on a full count, but...
And something we forget to think about here is Ryan Alvarez over there at first base. We always associate him with being that power bat in the Explorers lineup and that clutch hitter in the lineup.
Excuse me, folks. You'd have Ryan Alvarez running on a full count and 3 and 2 outs, not a full count and 1 out. Even though now there are 2 outs because he just struck out Chris Perez.
That was a very, very good pitch.
Absolutely.
That
he went with the
lot
heater.
Of heat on it.
He went with the heater, went with his go-to fastball, and seemed to punch out Chris Perez, which is a hard out to get, and props to him for doing that. Nelson Montpierre now, though, and he's another dangerous hitter in this explosive Columbus lineup. Nelson Montpierre, the DH, he hits for Brian Garcia, and he's known, though, for walking a few times when he has to, but he can hit with the best of them.
And Mario, like I was saying, Ryan Alvarez over there at first base, he's a speedy character, nonetheless, associating him with the power bats.
He almost didn't catch that.
Yeah, absolutely, but he did, and so that'll be the 3rd out. The Explorers are put down with a little bit of fight, but not much. Anthony Cora recovers from a spotty beginning to the inning, and we'll be back now with the top of the second, folks.
Welcome back to Duffy's. Come on inside. I'm going to show you some of my friends.
I'm Mr. Linsky here at Duffy's Tavern. We're the elite meat to eat. What I love about Duffy's is you never know who you're going to run into on a given day. Hey, buddy. I love the ambiance, I love the atmosphere, I love the food, but mostly I love the people. Because at any given moment when you walk in this place, half the people here are Columbus alumni.
So y'all come back now and ask for Wayne the Pain.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Baseball World offers a wide variety of gloves and has one of the largest selections of pants in South Florida. With all your sizes, come check out Baseball World's selection. Baseball World also carries your favorite sports teams hats. We also sell major brand name shoes including Nike, Under Armour, and Adidas. Baseball World is located on 9590 Southwest 40th Street. Or call them at 305-554-7488. Check out Baseball World.
Here, Valdez. You call it. You intro us back.
Welcome back, guys. And at bat right now we have Javier Valdez.
Brian Garcia looking to continue the no-hit game he's got going so far. Both pitchers with no-hit first innings.
But not that pretty of a performance.
Absolutely. You know, you take it with a grain of salt because the Lions score right now shows no hits across the board. But a little bit of a shaky pitching performances from both of them. But when you see the fact that there's no hits, you got to give them props for that because both these lineups can really hit. And so the two best pitchers on both teams now up and facing each other. We could see a pitching duel here in the nth degree. The count 0-2 early here against a leadoff hitter in the the top of the second. Brian Garcia still not allowed a hit in 1 1/3 innings. Big swing at that one. The ball fouled back behind the plate. Good crowd tonight of few fans here and watching this great ball game. It's a Tuesday night and coming off a long weekend. Perfect atmosphere to catch a baseball game. And so the out there registered for Brian Garcia. Jose Brito, now the catcher for the Falcons, is coming up into the batter's box, and he's going to be facing Brian Garcia, who got the leadoff hitter out on the last at bat. And there are no men on the bases. That pitch right there was a great example of how it's been going so far. Good pitches, not exactly finding the zone. Same story for both pitchers, who both have great fastballs.
Yeah, but as we watch this game play on, I think they're going to find the strike zone because they will get a feel for it. And that's a line drive hit, and he is out.
Absolutely. That should have been a base hit. That was very well hit, but sometimes it's all a matter of where you hit it. Exactly. You can get a great hit on the ball, play it perfectly, and still get out. Yeah. Because it's just a matter of being in the right place at the right time. So very well hit there. Props to him. Hit it very well off a great pitcher, but just caught a bad break. Hit it right to Ryan Alvarez out there in right field.
Also something to remember, Ryan Alvarez, a great defensive player also out there, getting to that ball quickly. And luckily he was right within range.
Oh, was it?
A few steps.
6 feet away from him, easily. Ryan Alvarez is a speedster. He's a tall guy, but very fast out there. Swing and fouled back. The count 1-1 with 2 men down early here. Big strike there
We have Jose Brito here, and he's actually one of our better hitters with a .400 batting average.
That is a very good batting average, almost hitting 1 out of every 2 balls thrown at him.
Ooh, it looks like a coach fell over there.
And to correct you there, Jacob, that's Kevin Torres at the plate.
A coach hit, but he's all right. Thank God. Over there in the visitor dugout, and
We actually have a lot of very close calls over here with foul balls.
Foul balls are dangerous. That's why you have so much fencing everywhere in a baseball game, because very dangerous. And big hit there off Brian Garcia, and the out not registered. The ball hits the ground. The runner goes over to second base, and he's safe at second. So I wonder if that'll be called an error. I can't help but think it might.
That will be called an error because he should have had that ball, but it just slipped out.
There it is. The official score now for the game calls it an error. So believe it or not, Jacob,
it's still
the
no-hitter
remains intact. This might
not
be
the perfect game.
Not the perfect game. No, the perfect game was lost
as soon as they
in
walked.
the first at bats of either inning. Right now, the no-hitter is still intact, but this might be the, pardon my French, cheapest no-hitter I've ever seen.
And I think what Gil Torres is trying to do there was position that ball so he could make some highlights over there, attempting to make a diving play over there in left field.
In Brian Garcia's defense, that should have been an out. So the error call correct there. That should have been an out. It was dropped, allowed the guy to go to second. Swing taken at that one over to the second baseman, and the out registered by Chris Garabedian at first. The Explorers retire the sides here. No hits given up, but an error and a bit of a freak accident out there in center field, and we'll be back with the bottom of the second.
It's another great deal right here at Toyota of South Florida in Doral. This week only, it's the Abuela Edition Camry. The Abuela Edition comes with a mojo recipe and a bottle of Vicks Vaporub. And this Abuela for free.
Hola.
And if you get the Abuela package with GPS, she'll even give you directions.
Afeítate esa barba. Tienes dos colores
Okay,
en
on
la
second
barba.
thought, maybe we'll
Estás
just
muy
stick to
gordito.
great deals. Come in this week to Toyota of South Florida in Doral. Great cars, great prices.
Y tremenda gente.
The Florida Motorcycle Training of North Dade provides an 18-hour basic course designed to teach beginning and novice motorcyclists the physical and mental skills necessary to ride safely on the street. The course teaches basic motorcycle operation, effective braking techniques, turning skills, and obstacle avoidance maneuvers. The course includes 8 hours of classroom instruction and approximately 10 hours of on-cycle instruction. Insurance, motorcycle, helmet, and student workbooks are provided for the course. If you are interested in applying, call 305-623-3444 today.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Still no-hit 2 first innings for Brian Garcia, and Anthony Cora now the pitcher for the Ferguson Falcons, also with a no-hit bottom of the first inning. He'll be coming up now in his second inning of play here, facing the leadoff hitter for the Explorers and Gilbert Torres, wearing the classic stirrups, as I know you like, Lolo. So now no man on, the leadoff hitter and Gil Torres. First pitch in there for a ball.
Gil Torres going to try to make up for that error he made earlier last inning. At the top of this inning.
The error in the end not amounting to much. It was just a little bit of a hiccup, and if nothing else, only cost Brian Garcia a few extra pitches. And now Anthony Cora gets set for the 1-1. Facing Gil Torres, the outfielder for the Explorers. Swing taken on that one. That one fouled off into the stands, and a couple fans dodging that ball there. A lot of foul balls going out into the direction of people watching. a lot of innocent bystanders. Yeah. Got to give credit to the Ferguson coach who took that hit. He just got right back up, and he was like, "Oh, well, this is nothing big." Another foul ball there. This one.
Got the pitcher here.
This is definitely in Anthony Cora's favor right now. He's got the batter. He's got Gil Torres fighting. Very defensive stance now taken by Torres. That breaking ball was very high there.
You can tell from the very beginning that was going to be out of the strike zone.
Absolutely. Especially when you have to see the catcher go up and grab it. He climbed the ladder there. Gil Torres now facing Anthony Cora with a 2-2. Swinging at that one, that ball fouled back. You know, he threw in very far out of the zone, but he gets him to foul back this one, and I can't help but think that he throws it in the zone, and Gil Torres swings a little bit late because he realizes he's going to get out and has to take a defensive stance. This is a very good situation for Anthony Cora pitching like this, but he is wasting a lot of pitches trying to get this guy out, so... what you definitely want to avoid is putting in all this work and then walking the batter. That one, a base hit out into right field.
That's a very impressive hit down the count, 1-2.
Definitely. Very impressive, but it rocketed out towards the right fielder, so if he hadn't sped all the way to first base, we might have seen the very rare put out at first from the outfield. Yeah. But he made it out safely, and so Anthony Cora now, he had a very good series of pitches, but gave up the hit in the end. The last thing you want to do as a pitcher is work so hard, throw so many good pitches in an at-bat, and then allow the hit in the end. But credit to Gil Torres, he was very defensive, worked very hard to find his pitch, and found it in the end.
Very good battle there.
Exactly. That was the perfect batter-pitcher battle. Excuse me.
And with Gil Torres' hit, that's going to break up Ferguson's no-hitter.
That is very true. The first hit of the game there.
One of the no-hitters gone there, and Chris Garabedian fouling that ball off. Now, Jacob, let me tell you a little bit about the Explorer first baseman. Now, Chris Garabedian, he's known for being able to hit with a lot of power. He can hit well, but recently, as of late, in the games that we've seen of him, he's not hit very well. He's gotten a few hits here and there, and as of very late, he's started to recover, but earlier on, we were seeing him struggle a little bit at the plate. Very sound, though, defensively at first base.
And as you can see, the Ferguson double play combination is in double play depth there. Javi Valdez at second and Anthony Tucker over there at short.
Absolutely. That's exactly what Ferguson wants right now, double play.
Especially with this hitter at the plate, Garabedian, who has been struggling at the plate, like you said earlier, Mario.
Just goes to show the importance of scouting reports. You plan your whole strategy in a game based on the information you get on the players, and when you find out that a guy's been struggling, you know, you might brutally enough pitch him for hoping he'll ground out and ground into a double play, which is very demeaning for a hitter, but that's how you got to play it, and it's a battle out there. And a lot of strategy going on behind the scenes in a baseball game. You're not just hurling balls back and forth. It's definitely a very subtle battle. Big swing at that one. That one is going far. That is over the fence. That's a home run for Chris Garabedian. And talk about recovering well, huh? Chris Garabedian, the first baseman there with the home run.
And if I'm not mistaken, that is the 5th home run for the Explorers this season.
A lot of those home runs coming from Ryan Alvarez. But Chris Garabedian's a story right now with the 2 runs for the Explorers, and it seems almost like Anthony Cora, who had the potential of, you know, pitching a few shutout innings and maybe even a few no-hit innings. Now he's given up 2 hits in an inning and gave up a 2-run home run to Chris Garabedian.
And so as a pitcher, you just want to erase that out of your mind. You want to pretend that never happened and just get your composure back.
Absolutely. Right now, what he wants to do more than anything else, Jacob, is to get that home run out of his mind. He's got to forget that, recover, and pitch right now like that never happened. He's got to get those 3 outs. He still hasn't registered any outs in this inning. Right now, he's got his work cut out for him. He has to put that in the past.
Definitely hope Garabedian can take that momentum into other at-bats and into future games.
Over to the hot corner, relayed to first, and that's an easy out to register the first one for Anthony Cora. So if you're a Ferguson fan, you're definitely hoping this is a sign of maybe a little regaining of composure by Anthony Cora. A lot of times you would think that a 2-run homer is just a little hiccup along the way, but in a game like this where runs seem to come very scarcely, that might have been a big hit to the Ferguson Falcons. Right now you're hoping your offense can pull through. Ferguson definitely capable, though.
And something about this Ferguson team here, a lot of them seniors, been together for past 3 years, 3-year starters. So definitely showed talent early on in their high school careers to be 3-year starters on this Falcons baseball team.
Very good play there.
Yes, sir. Out on the relay there at first. Very important there for the shortstop to get that ball as quickly as possible to first base. And now with the bases empty, easy enough to make for him. And Anthony Cora seemingly getting 2 extremely quick outs. It only took him about 3 or 4 pitches to get them both.
And that bodes well for him going on into other innings, get his confidence back.
Absolutely.
Especially after giving up the home run to Garabedian.
But I can tell you what, the next time he sees any of the powerful hitters in this Columbus lineup, he's going to be thinking twice before throwing them any strikes because he knows what the sluggers in the Columbus lineup are capable of. So he's going to be pitching very tentatively against Ryan Alvarez, Chris Perez, and Chris Garabedian.
Painting the black on
yes,
those,
sir, painting
hitters.
the black. Trying to catch those corners.
Not pitching them in the wheelhouse.
Lolo Bolivar, our expert on terms no one knows. Very high pitch there. Makes a count 1-1. Now the Falcon battery discussing a few things, and I'd like to say how much I appreciate Lolo Bolivar and all of his stats and all the fine work he does, and our broadcast would be nothing of what it is now were it not for his expertise.
Thank you, Mario.
Good game here, folks. Good battle between the pitching and the batters. Definitely a lot of... the matchup has been everything it was worked up to be. We expected a great game, and so far it's been a great 2 innings to start it off. Shaky pitching, but hard battles fought by the batters and pitchers, and definitely a good game so far. Kevin Suarez takes a big swing at that one. The count now 2-2 with 2 outs and with a strike here, with a strikeout here, or any form of out really. Anthony Cora can retire the side and put this inning behind him. He wants to forget it as quickly as he can. Big swing at that one over to the second baseman. The relay to first is good for the final out. Anthony Cora retires the side, seemingly recovers from a big home run by Chris Garabedian.
3 straight outs there.
We'll be back.
Very good for his confidence.
Yes, sir. We'll be back now.
Welcome back to Duffy's. Come on inside. I'm going to show you some of my friends.
I'm Mr. Linsky here at Duffy's Tavern, where the elite meet to eat. What I love about Duffy's is you never know who you're going to run into on a given day. Hey, buddy. I love the ambiance, I love the atmosphere, I love the food, but mostly I love the people. Because at any given moment when you walk in this place, half the people here are Columbus alumni.
So y'all come back now and ask for Wayne the Pain.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio
Baseball World offers a wide variety of gloves and has one of the largest selections of pants in South Florida. With all your sizes, come check out Baseball World's selection. Baseball World also carries your favorite sports teams hats. We also sell major brand name shoes including Nike, Under Armour, and Adidas. Baseball World is located on 9590 Southwest 40th Street. Or call them at 305.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Brian Garcia now out on the mound facing the Ferguson Falcons. On the Falcons on offense now. Brian Garcia pitching now against the leadoff hitter, the 1-1. Big fastball there. He went with the heater to get the second strike of the at-bat. That was extremely fast. I would guess mid to upper 80s. Big swing and a miss taken there. That's an easy first out there for Brian Garcia, who seems to have gotten off to a good start.
And that is his fourth strikeout of the game. Very impressive.
So 4 Ks for Brian Garcia now. Tell me, Jacob, how important is it for a pitcher to get off to so many strikeouts in a groove like that early in the game?
Oh, it just gains on his confidence throughout the whole game. I mean, the more strikeouts he gets, it just boosts his confidence so much.
That's the whole mental aspect for a pitcher's game. It's just, you know you have that dominance and you establish that.
And the Falcons have a very disciplined hitter at the plate here in Christopher Beck, the center fielder for the Falcons. He walked his last time around, and he stole 2 bases. So, speedy character.
Definitely a player who's very capable of contributing to a team is a guy who can maybe have that plate discipline, be very selfless, and walk like that. Definitely.
Much like a Pablo de Armas spark plug character.
A spark plug, that was the term used. Brian Garcia now with a 1-2. Fouled.
The Falcons still looking for the first hit here.
What do you think it'll take to get that elusive first hit against a guy who seems to be on his game now in Brian Garcia?
I think they just need to dig down, focus, just take good pitches. If you see it's going outside, don't swing at it. And see there, that was a very high fastball.
Yeah, the Falcons are going to need to work the count here against Garcia to make him throw some more pitches, either to get a new pitcher or tire him out there.
It seemed to me like the Ferguson hitters, big strikeout there. That's K number 5 for Brian Garcia. Brian Garcia on his game. It seems, Jacob, to me like the meat and the sluggers of the Ferguson lineup, when they face Brian Garcia, they swing for the fences. Maybe the road to hitting that first hit, and by the way, the hits after that are much easier after the first one.
Of course.
The road to hitting that first hit is maybe taking a small hit, laying down a bunt even, or getting a hit down the liner in the gaps. Maybe not that home run.
I think once they get that first hit, it'll just open up the whole game for them.
Exactly. It's just like getting the first run in a game or scoring the first
basket,
goal.
first
anything.
everything.
Absolutely. It's just the first one. Very hard to get. It's all about confidence. It's the momentum.
And even though you're the one getting that first hit, it really translates throughout the whole team. Once you see somebody hit the ball, you want to go up and hit the next one.
It resonates. Now a 2-0 count for Brian Garcia. That a very good fastball right there. Caught the very bottom of the strike zone, and it seemed to be a heater, and it caught him right there. The count now 2-1. Big swing and a miss taken there, and Brian Garcia only a strike away from ending another no-hit inning.
That is his 6th strikeout of the game. That is very impressive by Brian Garcia.
And so with that, he completes 3 no-hit innings, folks. That's 3 no-hit innings for Brian Garcia. An extremely good pitching performance thus far for him.
And we'll be back with you after this.
It's another great deal right here at Toyota of South Florida in Doral. This week only, it's the Abuela Edition Camry. The Abuela Edition comes with a mojo recipe and a bottle of Vicks Vaporub. And this Abuela for free.
Hola.
And if you get the Abuela package with GPS, she'll even give you directions.
Afeítate esa barba. Tienes dos colores
Okay,
en
on
la
second
barba.
thought, maybe we'll
Estás
just
muy
stick
gordito.
to great deals. Come in this week to Toyota of South Florida in Doral. Great cars, great prices.
Y tremenda gente.
For the Explorers, the explosive third baseman. He'll be leading this off, but he'll be followed by Ryan Alvarez and Chris Perez, both of which are extremely good hitters. Yep. So now Anthony Cora facing Laz Rivera. Laz Rivera striking out in the first inning. That hit over to the shortstop, who relays the ball to first, and that will be an out.
Very good stretch by the first baseman.
Absolutely, and that age-old adage, you get by with a little help from your friends, because that out will be credited to not only the first baseman and the shortstop, but also to Anthony Cora. He's very appreciative for that.
And if you go back to the last inning, there's actually 4 straight outs on ground balls for Anthony Cora. So it looks like he's actually gaining his composure here.
Yes, sir. That the home run and the hit before that do not do him justice with the way he's pitching right now. And that gives a lot of credit to him, though, because it's very hard to recover from giving that up. He could have just as easily given up after that. That's the definition of a good pitcher. Ryan Alvarez, though, now up, so...
Always dangerous with him on the plate.
Everything changes. Pitched inside there on him. Alvarez had to hop off the plate real fast. You really do have to change your whole approach pitching to a guy like Ryan Alvarez, especially not only is he historically good, that one right out to the shortstop, rocketed it out.
Amazing grab right there. That was coming at him so fast.
That's a difficult catch to make there when it's a bullet to you like that, and he grabbed it. He's indicating right now that was tough to make. But
heads up play there by Anthony Tucker.
Yeah, the heads up play. So Ryan Alvarez gets out after Laz Rivera. So 2 very good hitters going out on 1 to 2 pitches just like that, and Anthony Cora going through what is the meat of the Columbus lineup like nothing. Yep. Maybe it was early game jitters. Well, folks, we have a bold prediction for you. Head coach Weber calling a home run in this at-bat. So let's see how that plays out.
Staying confident in his catcher, Chris Perez, his captain on this Explorers infield, and probably team. Definitely a leadership figure on this team.
And right there, Chris Perez...
having to dodge one there.
Yeah, he dodged a bullet there. He went with a heater and it almost hit him in the foot right there. He dodged a pitch in the ground.
And as a coach, you sometimes tell the player to take the pitch when it hits you. But when you're at bat, you really don't want that pitch hitting you.
Absolutely. And so, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, we have a great matchup here between 2 pitchers who seem to be on their game. It's a great pitchers duel. The batters fighting hard very well. However, the scoreline doesn't really show it. It seems as though it's all in favor of Columbus, but it really came easily for them. It was just a quick Chris Garabedian home run. Other than that, though, both pitchers pitching very well. And in case you haven't noticed, folks, the Christopher Columbus pitcher, the ace for them, in Brian Garcia, still has a no-hitter intact after 3 innings. So with 2 men down, Chris Perez is facing Anthony Cora. So this will be a big out here for Anthony Cora if he can get it.
If he records this out, it would be a 6th straight out.
That's huge. That's extremely important. That's when you really know you've worked up a groove. That right down the line to the hot corner. Relay to first. It'll be a little difficult to make. Good stretch, though, and the out recorded.
And after bobbling that hit there, it was a very good play. Very
yes,
good throw.
sir. So 3 quick, easy outs. The Explorers sent down in order, and it was the hard hitters, folks. The sluggers go down. We'll be back with the top of the 4th.
Welcome back to Duffy's. Come on inside. I'm going to show you some of my friends.
I'm Mr. Linsky here at Duffy's Tavern, where the elite meet to eat. What I love about Duffy's is you never know who you're going to run into on a given day. Hey, buddy. I love the ambiance, I love the atmosphere, I love the food, but mostly I love the people. Because at any given moment when you walk in this place, half the people here are Columbus alumni.
So y'all come back now and ask for Wayne the Pain.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio
Baseball World offers a wide variety of gloves and has one of the largest selections of pants in South Florida. With all your sizes, come check out Baseball World's selection. Baseball World also carries your favorite sports teams hats. We also sell major brand name shoes including Nike, Under Armour, and Adidas. Baseball World is located on 9590 Southwest 40th Street. Or call them at 305-554-7488. Check out Baseball World.
Welcome back, folks, and at bat right now we have Chris Medina, who is one of the best hitters we have here at Ferguson, and it's really his first obstacle right now as Brian Garcia.
Absolutely. This might be the first real big opportunity for Ferguson to get a big hit off of Brian Garcia. So Brian Garcia looking now, this will be a huge out for him to get and a huge series of outs. This inning could be as big as the previous inning was for Anthony Cora. Big hit there. That will be gone. That is a home run, ladies and gentlemen. The no-hitter broken up just like that.
And this is actually Ferguson's first home run of the season, so congratulations to them on that.
Absolutely. Congrats to the Ferguson Falcons for doing that. They cut the score in half. They cut the Explorer lead in half. The score now 2-1, with the Explorers still leading, but Brian Garcia giving up a huge home run out over the Blue Monster. Do you know how hard it is to hit over that giant wall out there and straight away?
No, I do not. Do you know how tall that wall is, actually?
I don't know how tall it is, but it looks extremely tall.
And it doesn't get any easier for Brian Garcia as our big hitter Carlos Tapia is up to bat.
One obstacle right after the other, but getting this guy out will be big. Will be a big confidence regainer.
Yeah.
Smart job by Coach Novas placing those hitters in the 3 and 4 spots of this Falcons lineup.
That has to be so difficult to face one slugger who gives up a huge home run like that, and the next guy up is even better than the previous one, and you've just given up a home run and ended the no-hitter. They always say that when the no-hitter, the perfect game is ended, that's like the worst moment in the entire game for the pitcher. Because everything that motivated you was to maintain that. Right now, he's just working for a lead.
Garcia throwing a little chin music there.
Looks like
powerful hitter here.
Yeah, it looks like this momentum is moving through the whole bench over there as they are getting very loud here.
That's big. That's very important. Big swing at that one. That looked like a slugger swing. If he'd got a corner of that ball, that would have been over the Blue Monster too.
Garcia gonna try to strike some fear into this Falcons lineup by kicking up the heat in his fastball there.
Yes, sir. Big swing and a miss taken there. He looked like he was a little overeager. That's number 6, I believe.
7.
Number 7. Brian Garcia working well in this game, but for a recent hiccup in the form of a giant home run. It's a big hiccup.
Garcia showing he's not afraid to pitch inside the hitter. Not afraid to hit anybody, and definitely showing he has a lot of control on the mound there today.
The 0-1. Big swing and a miss there.
And up here right now is Javier Valdez. He's actually a freshman.
Wow.
it's very impressive to have a freshman on the varsity team here.
It's a little intimidating for a player. It's a big stage, basically. That means he has a lot of potential if he's playing as a freshman.
Yeah. And definitely has a lot of time to prove himself.
Exactly. He has a lot of time to get better, a lot of time to work. Fouled back behind home plate very far. So Brian Garcia obviously looking to follow pretty much exactly what Anthony Cora did. Anthony Cora gave up a monster home run out into center from Chris Garabedian. It was a damaging home run. It allowed 2 runs to cross the plate. But he's looking to recover just the same way Anthony Cora did, because Anthony Cora did the seemingly impossible thing of recovering after giving up a home run and getting 3 straight outs.
Plus having a hit before that home run.
Absolutely.
As you can see right now, is a full count. I believe that is the first full count of the game.
That might just be the first full count of the game.
How do you think the strategy changes when you with the batter when you're having a full count?
I can tell you that your approach is very simple. Is just swing at anything over the heart of the plate. You still have those 2 strikes that are very intimidating for a batter, but great motivators because you have to swing at anything over the zone. But also you know that if he throws a ball, you're walking. So it's that everything or nothing scenario where you can walk, you can get a hit. Obviously, that's always possible, but you can just as easily get out with a pitch. Yeah. So a lot of possibilities in a full count.
When you're a batter, you never want to be caught looking.
Never. Absolutely.
That is probably one of the worst feelings as a hitter, to be caught looking, knowing that you could have had a huge hit, you could have hit a home run with that one hit.
Yes, sir. And always, if you don't see your pitch, but you know it's in the zone, you can always foul the ball off. Not only do you gain another pitch, but you make him go deeper. You make the pitcher go deeper in the count, which he doesn't want to do. That pitch
might drop in. That is going to drop in.
That's another base hit now for the Ferguson Falcons, and Brian Garcia finds himself in an unfavorable situation. The hit lines mirrored now, 2 hits apiece for Columbus and for the Falcons.
And that was not the best hit ball I've seen, but it was effective.
Well, they don't need to come easily, nor do they need to be pretty. It just matters that you get them. Might have done it on a great pitch. Who knows? He still got a base hit, and credit to him for doing that. Brian Garcia now, it seems like he needs to regain his composure.
Brian Garcia definitely has lost his composure a little bit, but not to forget that he's definitely pitched a gem, as Mario likes to say, of a game so far. Just giving up that home run and that hit over there in right field.
That pitch low also. A lot of balls recently being thrown by Brian Garcia. He doesn't seem to be finding the zone as well as he was before he gave up that home run. Talk about something that could change the momentum and tune of an entire game.
It's going to be interesting to see what the strategy is at first base, because there's still that double play in play right now, so they might want to advance the runner to get to second.
Absolutely. As the Falcons, your number 1 goal is to advance that runner to avoid the double play. So maybe steal, maybe adopt a hit and run.
Maybe a bunt.
Absolutely. Small ball.
You got to expect Jose Brito now hitting at the plate to battle off here Brian Garcia being the catcher for this Falcons team.
That's a base hit out into right field. That puts 2 men on the bases with 1 away. And right now, the Ferguson Falcons finding themselves in a pretty good situation.
Like I said, Brito, they're battling off Garcia as a catcher. He's definitely aware of the strike zone once you're behind the dish over there.
Yeah.
Getting familiar with it.
So, Jake, now when the Explorers take a little time to discuss things, let's recap a little bit what's going on. It seemed like Brian Garcia was so dominant in the first 3 innings, and he comes now into the top of the 4th, gives up a monster home run, and seems to have lost all of his composure. Christian Lestero now warming up in the pen for the Explorers.
And as you can see, it's very difficult for it doesn't matter how great of a pitcher you are. It's very difficult to once you allow a home run, the game that can poach it back. That's why it's very impressive to see what Anthony Carr did, as he's retired 6 straight batters in a row.
Absolutely. More credit to him for doing that. He gave up a monster home run, and now he seemingly recovered from that and regained all that composure. He's striking out guys like nothing. Brian Garcia has 7 strikeouts this game, which means he can definitely retire the sides like any other pitcher, but right now he needs to avoid allowing any of these 2 base runners from scoring. Needs to get those last 2 outs. Again, missing the zone on that pitch, on the first pitch of the at-bat. The very low and outside.
And if you recall, last time Kevin Torres was at bat, there was that error in the outfield, so that might be in the back of the mind of the Columbus players.
Absolutely. That's always in your mind. Those errors, I can tell you, they sting.
Ooh.
That pitch, Brian Garcia really seems to be rattled. That's why there's someone up in the pen right now. Lester. Christian Lestero, the dependable reliever for the Explorers, now up.
Occasional starter.
Jacob, what difference does it make in this game if the Falcons can tie right now?
If they can tie right now, that would make a huge difference in this game. That would give them confidence to the pitcher, or give confidence to everybody in the team.
Absolutely. I think it changed the tune of the entire game. When you take that lead away from the Explorers, it's anyone's game. The Falcons, at that point, it's a 0-0 game again.
You're pretty much erasing everything that's happened.
Exactly. It's redemption. Now the Falcons with more hits than the Explorers, and Brian Garcia just trying to avoid disaster right now. He's still only got 1 man away. The count 2-2. However, if he registers 2 straight outs, he can escape this with only giving up 1 run. So it's not lost.
And there is a double play in play, not only from second to first, but from third to second.
Yeah.
So it definitely opens the options right
now for
Columbus.
A lot of force outs on every base at this point.
Except home.
Except home. True. So the Explorers with 2 runs on 2 hits, and the Ferguson Falcons with 1 run on 3 hits. A lone error by the Explorers. Big swing and a miss taken there. That is
8th strikeout of the game.
8th strikeout. That is an extremely good amount of strikeouts for a high school pitcher by the 4th inning. However, with that said, he's given up a run with a home run, and right now he has 2 men on base.
Mario, I think that's a great strikeout count for any pitcher at any level.
Absolutely. But one thing you got to have in the back of your mind, though, is that even though he's registered these outs, he's given up a lot of hits now, given up walks, allowed base runners. The batters go deep in the count. So that's another battle that Brian Garcia has lost, in that he's had to throw so many pitches and work so hard. That gets him tired. That makes the Explorers lose their arm a little earlier than they would like to. Not to mention, he threw a complete game shutout not a week ago, which really drains a pitcher. So a lot of battles being fought at the same time. The battle of the pitch count, the battle of the hits. That right there, another error, folks, costing the Explorers a lot. It bounced off his arm and up into his face. And
here comes my favorite situation with the bases loaded. It always gets fun when the bases are loaded.
It's even that much better when there's 2 outs, because it's an everything or nothing situation.
Force outs on every base. You have the opportunity for a grand slam, which everybody loves.
And Ferguson's down right now, so with a swing of the bat, the whole game can change just like that.
Unfortunately for the Falcons, they're on their 9th hitter. I mean, not that that's a bad thing, but in this situation, it'd be ideal for them to be in the 3 and 4 spot.
I'll tell you what, though, Lolo, historically in situations like this, the number 9 hitters tend to be the most dangerous, because they're the ones the pitchers most
sneaky.
Yes. The pitchers underestimate them the most. They think, well, this is an easy enough out for me. Then those are the guys who will end up hitting one over the fence against you. So Brian Garcia needs to treat it like he's facing Medina. The last thing he wants to do right now is walk in a run.
Oh, that's the worst thing for the pitcher.
On a walk-in run.
Right now there is no room for error for Brian Garcia, even though he is up in the count right now 1-2.
He's up in the count. And there are 2 outs, so it seems to be one of those infamous everything or nothing situations. With a swing of the bat, the whole game can change or stay the same. It's that great variable nature in baseball. It can change with the swing of a bat, the whole game. Big swing taken there. The ball fouled off. I can tell you just from looking at the approach here by the batter, the number 9 hitter, this out is not going to come easy for Brian Garcia because he's very determined, and he's not aiming at the big home run. He could get it, but he's not aiming at that because right now maybe he's just adopting a defensive stance and waiting for his pitch. But
that's
folks,
a huge strikeout for him right there.
How many strikeouts is that?
That is number 9 for him. He has struck out as many players as Ferguson has batting. That is very impressive.
So, an impressive number of strikeouts for Brian Garcia, but a not so impressive inning for him there. We'll be back with the bottom of the 4th.
It's another great deal right here at Toyota of South Florida in Doral. This week only, it's the Abuela Edition Camry. The Abuela Edition comes with a mojo recipe and a bottle of Bix Vaporru. And this Abuela for free.
Hola!
And if you get the Abuela package with GPS, she'll even give you directions.
Afeítate esa barba. Tienes dos colores
Okay,
en
on
la
second
barba.
thought, maybe we'll
Estás
just
muy
stick to
gordito.
great deals. Come in this week to Toyota of South Florida in Doral. Great cars, great prices.
Y tremenda gente.
The Florida Motorcycle Training of North Dade provides an 18-hour basic course designed to teach beginning and novice motorcyclists the physical and mental skills necessary to ride safely on the street. The course teaches basic motorcycle operation, effective braking techniques, turning skills, and obstacle avoidance maneuvers. The course includes 8 hours of classroom instruction and approximately 10 hours of on-cycle instruction. Insurance, motorcycle, helmet, and student workbooks are provided for the course. If you are interested in applying, call 305-623-3444 today.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is none other than Nelson Montpierre. Nelson Montpierre setting up in the batter's box here, and he'll be facing Anthony Cora. Anthony Cora seems to be pitching extremely well in the past 2 innings. How many straight outs was it for him?
That's right now he's on his 6th straight out. He's trying to look for a 7th.
Definitely, he wants to continue that streak that he's been developing thus far. And he'll be facing Nelson Montpierre, who's a very capable hitter, a very unselfish hitter. A lot of plate discipline from Nelson Montpierre. You can see it there on the iffy pitch right by the corner of the zone, but called the ball. So definitely a good approach taken by Nelson Montpierre. That ball fouled back. The count 1-1.
And it'll be very interesting to see if Anthony Cora can keep his momentum going after a pretty long top of the 4th.
It's always difficult. A lot of people don't realize it, but when you go deep in the counts in those innings, that's very difficult to come back from that. And pitch count, another one of those battles pitchers have to face. Yeah. Nelson Montpierre settling in now with a 1-2 count. The count in favor of Cora. Big swing and a miss taken there. That's a K for Anthony Cora.
That is his 4th strikeout of the game. Not as much as Brian Garcia, but still
respectable. Yeah. Absolutely. Strikeouts are always a good accolade for a pitcher to get, and Anthony Cora pitching very well. He gave up 2 runs off of 1 home run in the bottom of the 2nd, and since then, I can tell you folks, he's been locked down. He got that's his 7th straight out, I believe.
Yes. Especially respectable when he strike out a hitter such a as a caliber hitter as Montpierre.
Montpierre definitely, he's not only a good hitter, but he'll get on base by whatever means necessary, and so definitely a good job there. Now facing Gil Torres. Gil Torres didn't do much last time he faced Anthony Cora. Not many people did, to be honest. And the majority of people who've faced Cora and gotten on base have done so by walking, the only 2 hits coming from
the second inning.
Chris Garabedian, and both in the second inning. So the Ferguson battery discussing a few things now. Gil Torres and Anthony Cora battling things out now. Another huge foul ball there into the...
We have definitely seen a lot of those foul balls come close to hitting people, either in the head or anywhere in the body.
Absolutely, and that's definitely not something you want to avoid desperately, is getting hit by one of those rocket foul balls. It seems like anything that goes in that direction is above 40, 60 miles an hour. Gil Torres avoids the pitch right there. It caught the corner, and it was a very iffy pitch and a very iffy call by the umpire, but it was in favor of the Explorers. The count now 2-2 with a man away. Gil Torres facing Cora with no men on the bases. And that right there, a rocket over to the second baseman. After bobbling it, though,
very good recovery.
It's that much harder to get the man out at first when you bobble the ball. And we saw the exact same play made last inning by the Explorers. The only difference being he didn't get the out. He bobbled it too much.
Good job by Javi Valdez, staying in front of that ball, getting back to the ball quickly, able to throw it back to his first baseman, Kevin Torres.
Now he's facing the very man who hit a home run off of him in the second inning. That ball there passed.
And you know that's going to be in the back of the mind of Anthony Cotta here, that he's facing the guy that just hit a home run off him.
But let me put it to you this way, Jacob. How much more motivation is it for him now that he wants to get Chris Garabedian out? He wants to show he can get anyone in this lineup out.
And with this out, he would actually retire the whole side. Retire everybody from
retire all the batters
1 to 9.
That ball fouled down the third base line.
Garabedian definitely trying to bring in that momentum from his last at-bat. Trying to prove that he belongs in this Explorer lineup, trying to keep his job over there at first base. Definitely a talented player over there at first base for the Explorers. Just not showing it recently in his first few at-bats of the season. Hopefully he can come through here for the Explorers on that one.
That is a big base hit out into center field, and Chris Garabedian showing he's not going to get punched out by Alex Cora. Alex Cora, the only guy who he can't seem to get out.
And that breaks his hitting streak there. It breaks at 8 right there.
So he does not get the side out in unison. Continually.
Yeah.
I should say. He does not get them out consecutively. 9 men straight. He only got 8 men. All the difference in the world, that number.
Garabedian today looking a little bit like his older brother there.
Absolutely.
Alex Garabedian.
His older brother, a successful minor league baseball player. And
Double-A player in the Dodgers organization, the Chattanooga Lookouts.
So 2 straight hits for the Explorers. That one right there dropping in front of the right fielder as a single, a stand-up single. So with 2 outs, the Explorers getting 2 straight hits now. Man on first and second.
We look like we're in the same position here that the Falcons were in with the 9th batter coming up.
It's all about momentum. It seemed like he had such a great groove going, and all of a sudden he gives up 2 straight hits like nothing. So it's how quickly a hiccup can hurt a team.
But just like the 2 hits he had before in the second, you just need to put him behind him and just pitch the way he's been pitching.
Definitely. He knows he can pitch very well. It's just all mental. He's more than capable of it.
It was a good job by the second baseman for the Explorers, Eddie Rodriguez, extending this inning and possibly extending this lead here for the Explorers, as the Explorers are going to call for a pinch runner. Robbie Sanchez is going to go run for
number 4, Robbie Sanchez, one of the 2 Sanchez brothers on the team, both of them very reliable backup players. Robbie Sanchez now, very often called in to pinch run. Normally called in for Chris Perez when he gets a hit, but Robbie Sanchez, a very capable pinch runner, a menace on the base paths. Definitely a faster player than Garabedian, yeah. Garabedian, a great bat, though.
Now batting number 19, Danny Diaz.
So now batting for the Explorers is Danny Diaz. With a man on first and second, the onerous task of extending this lead falls onto Danny Diaz. He'll be looking to avoid ending the inning in this at-bat. That means he'll have to get on base somehow. He has Robbie Sanchez in scoring position on second, and another man on first. Big swing taken there by Danny Diaz. That one fouled off into the batting cages.
Danny Diaz, an option for the Explorers to place at third or first base, playing both corners on this Explorers team.
So Robbie Sanchez taking a hefty lead out there at second base. Doesn't seem like anyone's contesting this. They're all depending on Alex Cora to get the out.
Another close ball called there.
I'll tell you what, Anthony Cora is finding the zone, pitching very close to it because he doesn't want to allow a hit here. However, pitching very well.
Sometimes all the calls just don't go your way.
Exactly. It's all about the zone of a particular umpire. That one blatantly a ball, though. In the third, it seemed.
Good job by Diaz letting that one go in the dirt.
Cora with the 2-1. A check swing there. That'll be ball number 3 now. A 3-1 count. So now, how does his approach at the plate for Danny Diaz? How does his approach at the plate now change?
Well, at 3-1, you might want to take a called strike here. You might, because you don't want to just swing at this and be out. And the ground ball.
And he's safe at first. That seemed right there to be in a very unlikely series of events, but in one way or another, the Explorers get a run across the plate, and it seems I need a little clarification as to what happened there.
That might be an error called.
I wouldn't doubt. I can tell you I heard some talk, some chatter over there, that'll be called a single and later a hit. Later an error, and the result of the run was not an RBI, but an error.
Error, okay.
So it's one of those calls where a hit is credited to the batter, but the RBI isn't. And the run is the result of an error.
Very unique scenario right
Absolutely, but baseball full of a lot of quirks like that, and you see it right there with the result of the error at first base. And good job by Danny Diaz. He's a big guy, and he lays down the bunt. Very unselfish.
I don't know if you noticed, but Diaz was making that turn for second, so he almost got out a second time.
Kevin Suarez with a single out into left field. And the Explorers are rolling here offensively, hit after hit coming in, and that makes the score 4-1. The Explorers with a 3-run lead now off of how many hits in one inning? 4 hits in a single inning.
It's going to be interesting what they do with Anthony Carr here because he looks like he's losing his stuff. It would be interesting if they replace him here.
The official score for the game, folks, we just got the report here. The play earlier was not called an error, so the RBI and the hit credited to the batter in that situation. Obviously, initial reports, folks, on those plays are a little tentative. We have to wait for the official call by the experts here.
Congratulate Danny Diaz coming off the bench cold, getting his first hit of this baseball season.
So that'll be an RBI and a single for Danny Diaz.
Not a bad way to start off.
Now, how does all this reflect on Anthony Cora?
Well, it's going to be very interesting to see what they do because he's just allowed on so many hits here. His mind is saying, oh, I cannot allow another hit, I cannot allow another hit, but he can't seem to get his stuff. So you just need to put that all aside. As much as it seems, as hard as it seems to do that, he needs to just put everything behind him.
Absolutely, and it's all recovering from that, and that's hugely important. for a pitcher. He did it earlier. He really recovered well from that first home run he gave up. But this, it seems, might be a little more difficult to recover from because the lead made that much bigger. It went from a 1-run lead to a 3-run lead after 4 consecutive hits. All the hits coming in this inning with 2 outs.
And Coach Weber bringing back De Armas to pinch run for Danny Diaz.
That's Laz Rivera, and another strange series of events here. And the out obvious at home plate, so it seems as though the inning is over on a strange series of events there.
Yeah. And it seems like the momentum has shifted back to Columbus here.
Absolutely. So we'll be back, ladies and gentlemen, with the top of the 5th.
Welcome back to Duffy's. Come on inside. I'm going to show you some of my friends.
I'm Mr. Linsky here at Duffy's Tavern, where the elite meet to eat. What I love about Duffy's is you never know who you're going to run into on a given day. Hey, buddy. I love the ambiance, I love the atmosphere, I love the food, but mostly I love the people. Because at any given moment when you walk in this place, half the people here are Columbus alumni.
So y'all come back now and ask for Wayne Payne.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio
Baseball World offers a wide variety of gloves and has one of the largest selections of pants in South Florida. With all your sizes, come check out Baseball World's selection. Baseball World also carries your favorite sports teams hats. We also sell major brand name shoes including Nike, Under Armour, and Adidas. Baseball World is located on 9590 Southwest 40th Street. Or call them at 305-554-7488. Check out Baseball World.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The Explorers now with 4 runs off 6 hits and 2 errors. The Ferguson Falcons with 1 run off of 3 hits. 4 of those 6 hits for the Explorers came in the last inning after going down 2 men, 2 outs, and no men on base, and then they just got 4 straight hits, scored 2 straight runs.
And with the top of the lineup coming up here, to see if Ferguson can bring the momentum back to their side.
That pass ball there for the first ball of the at-bat.
Garcia making his third way around this Falcons lineup. Maybe the Falcons have seen enough to get a piece of him here.
That pitch very high and doesn't quite make it far enough. Ryan Alvarez catches it for out number 1.
Very easy out there.
Absolutely. It was just a easy pop-up there. No sun in the sky, so doesn't have to worry about contending with that. That can be a big enemy for an outfielder.
Oh, it definitely is.
So Brian Garcia now, it's an interesting decision for the Columbus coaching staff to go with their ace after he had a spotty inning last time out, giving up 1 run.
Well, when you have your ace, you always want to trust him that he's got a rebound in the next inning. Here's down the first base line, and that is called in. That'll be a single there for Anthony Tucker.
The ball waved fair by the umpire on first base, and so that will be without contest, that will be a single for him there.
And up the bat now is Chris Medina, who just hit a home run off for him. So
this is definitely a big situation. And we saw it in the last inning with Chris Garabedian facing Anthony Cora. He really wanted to get him out. There was a guy who recently hit the home run off
I
of him.
think
same situation now.
Yeah, I think Brian Garcia definitely knows he come at the bat as he calls his catch over to have him.
He's got it back in the back of his mind. He knows who he's facing.
And I don't know if you noticed there, but Alvarez he didn't get a good read off the bat there from that hit. It just got within fair territory. I think Ryan Alvarez thought it was going to go in foul, and he didn't get enough break to get to that ball in time.
It's all a matter of perspective. Sometimes you just can't see it and don't know exactly where it's going. But I doubt he would have made it in time, frankly.
Oh, Alvarez has some speed out there, so there's a possibility.
I've yet to see him make any of those explosive diving catches. I'm sure he's capable.
Oh, he made one last time out in his home game over here against Southwest to end the game.
Looks like the catcher here hurt his hand on that foul ball.
Chris Perez a little rattled.
Yeah. Looks like it came hot off the bat and hit him right in the hand, so hopefully it's not a broken finger or anything like that.
Brother Herb, the official team trainer for the Explorers, now coming out to 10 to Chris Perez, who seems to be a little shaken up after that pitch. And
I think anybody would if a fastball hits you right in the hand.
Especially with Brian Garcia's fastball. Giving him a little bit of that magic spray. Seems to be in a lot of pain, though. The magic spray there, I've seen a few reports on it. It's very prominent in European soccer, and a lot of people wonder how it works so well. It seems to make the pain virtually go away, and you know, obviously if it's not that bad of an injury and you can just resume play, apparently it has a numbing effect and definitely allows you to play through the pain. And so credit to Chris Perez, who's resuming his work now, and he'll be playing along with his pitcher.
As he gets a round of applause from his bench over there.
I would assume Montpierre would come in for him.
Nelson Montpierre, definitely. And the backup catcher behind him would be Felix Anderson, currently the bullpen catcher for the Explorers.
And Brian Garcia, definitely in a pickle, if you will. He's got a runner on first, and the heart of this Falcons lineup coming up now with Christopher Medina, who went deep last time around.
And the last thing he wants to happen in that quote-unquote pickle of yours is he does not want for Chris Perez to get hurt.
And if the Falcons were to make a run, this would definitely be the time to do it with the meat of the lineup here.
And the runner is on the move. The ball fouled there, though, so he'll be called back over to first base. He was on second already. That was going to be.
If he would not have hit that
steal.
ball, I think that would definitely been an easy steal.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That would have been instantly.
Yeah, but very good strategy using a hit and run there, because if he would have hit that cleanly, he might have scored from there.
Yeah, he could have made it.
Brian Garcia fell asleep on that runner over there. Christopher Beck, he went way early.
Definitely
earlier
not
than he
sleeping
should
on
have
him
had.
there. Try to check him back to
Brian,
first base.
Yeah, he realized, I'm not going to let this guy do that again to me. He's got to hold him. Look at that stance he's taking is very indicative of his speed.
He's definitely going to
off
second
to the
here.
races.
Is he going to go third? No.
That would have been a bit of a stretch, but definitely more than capable of reaching second on that one. And a speedster on the base paths now for Ferguson.
And it takes a double play out of play right now.
Big play there for Ferguson. That's exactly what they wanted to do. They lose the opportunity. The Explorers lose the opportunity for the double play, and they have a man in scoring position now, so it kind of changes everything a little bit. The ball there makes it a full count. So
favorite situation right now.
Another full count now. Well, the bases aren't loaded, Jacob.
Yeah, but still, I love the full count.
Yeah, everyone does. And so the walk administered there.
And it looks like that still wouldn't really have mattered because he would have been advancing right now.
Absolutely. But I can tell you what, it might have mattered in the sense of it hurt Brian Garcia's mindset that much. It might have made a change in his approach, and that might have led to the walk anyway. So you take everything you get. And definitely, big thing there.
And I think Brian Garcia has set himself up for a what Mario likes to call an all-or-nothing situation here with a runner on first and second and the power hitter of this Falcons lineup coming up.
I'm afraid I don't know what you're talking about.
And you know, right now with one swing of the bat, this could be a tie game again.
Absolutely. It's a play where everything can change. It's a lot of potential.
All or nothing.
You could say that. So, I don't know if you noticed the second baseman now. He's playing very close to the bag. He knows that this guy's going to be trying to steal and definitely wants to hold him. It's going to be tough, though, for Brian Garcia to pick him off. Just might try and hold the runner.
Especially with Carlos Tapia out the bat. He's a very powerful hitter. And as you can see by the swing, he's definitely swinging the fence to try and tie this game up.
Garcia's got to keep an eye on Christopher Beck over there in second base. He's already stole a base in the first inning and advanced on a pass ball.
Folks, I'd like to remind you that because there are not two outs, this is definitely not an everything or nothing situation.
Could be with a double play.
It could be. It could be. Brian Garcia now working with an 0-2 count. We're a strike away from it. How about that? A lot of college basketball action this evening if you're a basketball fan. A lot of ranked teams playing. Beautiful evening for baseball, though, here in Westchester, Florida, between Ferguson and Columbus.
The Marlins played earlier today, spring training game over there in Jupiter.
Yep. That was a big strikeout there, and that is his 10th strikeout of the game.
That is stellar for a high school pitcher. Credit to Brian Garcia. 10 strikeouts, folks, in 5 innings. With a man on first and second, the pitch there fouled very high and very back. The moon showing out now over right field, and quite a pretty sight out there, actually, over the Moss Building and over downtown Miami. Boy, you got to appreciate these nights when you still
definitely.
can. The summer's going to come in a few weeks and months, and it'll start getting very hot and humid, and you just got to appreciate this wonderful weather. That's
well, Mario, I can't wait because that to me that means baseball season's
well,
coming.
Absolutely, and with a retractable roof ballpark, you very much appreciate that. I'll be one of the few people enjoying it.
I'll tag along, Mario.
Yeah, you and me alone.
Not allowed in the Clevelander yet, there though.
No.
It's okay, Mario. We could hang out in the home run sculpture over there.
I'll be at Yankee games by the time I can go in there.
He did, and that would actually go down as his 11th strikeout of the game.
Wow. So he ends the inning there on his 11th strikeout, and definitely ending on a good note. Brian Garcia pitching a jewel. We'll be back now with the bottom of the 5th.
It's another great deal right here at Toyota of South Florida in Doral. This week only, it's the Abuela Edition Camry. The Abuela Edition comes with a mojo recipe and a bottle of Bix Vaporru. And this Abuela for free.
Hola!
And if you get the Abuela package with GPS, she'll even give you directions.
Afeítate esa barba. Tienes dos colores
Okay,
en
on
la
second
barba.
thought, maybe we'll
Estás
just
muy
stick
gordito.
to great deals. Come in this week to Toyota of South Florida in Doral. Great cars, great prices.
Y tremenda gente.
The Florida Motorcycle Training of North Dade provides an 18-hour basic course designed to teach beginning and novice motorcyclists the physical and mental skills necessary to ride safely on the street. The course teaches basic motorcycle operation, effective braking techniques, turning skills, and obstacle avoidance maneuvers. The course includes 8 hours of classroom instruction and approximately 10 hours of on-cycle instruction. Insurance, motorcycle, helmet, and student workbooks are provided for the course. If you are interested in applying, call 305-623-3444 today.
Man, back to back.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have Anthony, a new pitcher now in relief for the Falcons now.
That will be Joseph Campo.
So Joseph Campo now relieving for Anthony Cora. Anthony Cora went 4 innings and allowed 4 runs off 6 hits. So a mediocre outing by the numbers for Anthony Cora.
He had a good stretch there, but in the last inning, he just didn't have the right stuff.
Absolutely. It was from one home run to the other shaky situation for him. He had an excellent stretch.
8 outs in a row.
8 outs in a row. So we have an official report that Brian Garcia is out of the game, and he'll be replaced by a reliever for the Explorers.
It's still a great outing for him.
Absolutely. Great job by Brian Garcia. He only allowed 1 run in 5 innings. He won't be going the complete 7 innings and shutting out like he was last time. Ryan Alvarez now at the plate, and this might be the first game where we don't see him homer for the Explorers in our broadcast, and that would be a crying shame. The 0-1, he fouls that one, excuse me, the 1-1, now a 1-2 on that pitch that was fouled back very far by Ryan Alvarez. Ryan Alvarez hopping off the plate for that one. The count 2-2 now after the pitch was very far inside.
And Joseph Campo in 3 innings pitched has only allowed 1 hit this season.
Well, that's very good. A very good track record. That's a shot out over, but an out at the fence made on the warning track. It was very well hit by Ryan Alvarez.
Very solid hit.
Very solid. Just not a. Didn't catch a good break. Maybe it didn't carry quite as much as you wanted it to, but just the ease with which he hit it out there seemed to be.
And those 2 innings pitch came against Coral Reef where he struck out 3 batters. So definitely positive out there, Joseph Campo.
So Ryan Alvarez goes down on a shot out into the warning track in right field. Nelson Montpierre now up. No, excuse me, Chris Perez. That makes it 1-0 on that pitch right there. With a man away, Ryan Alvarez after that out. And there's some action up in the bullpen for Ferguson. Still a few pitchers getting ready to warm up if necessary. We did receive the official report that Brian Garcia is done for the game after a reasonably good 5 innings pitched.
With 11 strikeouts. Very
With 11
impressive.
strikeouts in 5 innings. There are pitchers in the major leagues who don't get 11 strikeouts in 9 innings. That means that he only really gets outs when he finds the zone. He's a deceptive pitcher. That's how he pitches. He'll either K you or walk you. "11 strikeouts means that only 4 of his outs were not strikeouts for Brian Garcia.
That is very impressive.
That's stellar.
Wow.
So
balls,
now,
2 strikes is your count?
Yes, sir. Chris Perez, a very good explosive hitter here for them. He got a little rattled, though. He got hit by a pitch earlier and made things a little difficult for the Explorers. You definitely don't want a catcher like him to get taken out.
We'll see how that affects his approach at the plate this time around. Pitcher Campo steps off the mound, trying to get a better grip on the ball, see if he can find the strike zone against Perez.
So now at 8:09 here in Miami, the game's been a little bit of a long one. The game started officially at 6:30, and it's gone on now for nearly an hour and a half. A little over now an hour and a half, and they've gone through about 5 full innings. That'll leave 2 more after this one, or really 1.5, pending, of course, the Explorers maintaining their lead. So it's been a little bit of a long game.
Which is surprising when you consider that Brian Garcia's had 11 strikeouts. And when you usually have a lot of strikeouts, that means a shorter kind of game.
Absolutely, and maybe you could credit the longer game to those at-bats of his that weren't strikeouts were very long.
Yeah, he had
and
a
also,
lot of battles, lots of battles.
Anthony Cora, a lot of long at-bats.
Yep. That's been calling, that's a strikeout, I believe.
So another a K now for the reliever. That's 2 straight outs here in relief for the pitcher Campo.
It's going to be Campo's 4th strikeout of the season for him.
Campo now facing Nelson Montpierre, the designated hitter for the Explorers. The Explorers going American League style with the DH.
definitely a dangerous hitter in an appropriate spot for Nelson Montpierre.
An interesting tidbit of information after Brian Garcia's, a week ago after his no-hitter, excuse me, not his no-hitter, after his shutout, complete game shutout, the pitchers were allowed to take batting practice. And so a little bit of a reward there for a good pitching outing. And all I could see was long faces from the hitters because they knew they'd have to shag. Nelson Montpierre now facing Campo with a 2-0 count and 2 men away. The pass ball there makes it 3-0.
And usually when you have a 3-0 pitch, the pitcher is going to throw a ball right in the middle of the strike zone.
So now with a 3-0 count, the pitcher Campo looking to avoid some dangerous stuff here. And the pass ball there, and it's an easy walk for Nelson Montpierre.
Someone got a little close and ran in on him. Nelson Montpierre looked at that one, turned in,
so
definitely walks down.
A bit of bipolar pitching here. He got 2 quick, easy outs, and now it allows a walk.
Just like every other pitcher, you just have to put that behind you and just get this next out.
Now with 2 men away, it'll be Gil Torres in the batter's box. That ball in the dirt there.
That's 5 straight balls for Joseph
5 straight
Campbell.
balls, and that's definitely not what he wants to be facing here. Nelson Montpierre taking a little bit of a lead there over at first, but not much. There are 2 outs in this inning, so the Explorers on the ever-present brink of ending the inning. That breaking ball goes in for a strike. That was a beautiful pitch.
Always a great confidence booster to get, after 5 straight balls, to get that strike.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a breaking college recruiting news for you here. Joseph Yerby, the star running back for Central High School, decommits from Florida State University and commits to the University of Miami.
Oh, yeah.
Much to the disapproval of all Florida State fans and the happiness and jubilation of all University of Miami fans in Miami. That's another excellent player going to the U.
It's all about the U, baby.
A direct quote from other people in Miami. So now the 1-2 count. Gil Torres facing Campo. Nelson Montpierre is still taking a little bit of a lead out there at first, and the pitch in the dirt again. A lot of shaky pitches here.
Yep. Surprised he actually almost wanted to swing it there.
Yeah, he did. He had to check his swing, and it was in the dirt in that one. Little bit of time being taken here by the pitcher.
Yeah.
The game's taking a bit of a slow turn.
Seems like there's been a lot of timeouts in this game, too.
Absolutely, a lot of pitching. Well, I can tell you maybe it's how big this game is. The game means a lot to both teams, both very good. And definitely they want to make sure they don't make any big mistakes. And now this relief pitcher in Campo really has his big chance to establish himself against a great team in Columbus. Gil Torres fouling that one off.
Campo reminds me much of Mike Hargrove, one of the Indian hitters back in the day. He earned himself the nickname the Human Rain Delay for
the human rain.
From adjusting his batting gloves a lot in the batter's box, but he's doing it on the mound today.
That is perhaps one of the most unique of all nicknames
I've ever heard.
The Human Rain Delay. So there is somebody up on the mound in the bullpen for the Falcons. Giltor is really battling. He's worked up a full count here, and with 2 outs, it's a big situation for him.
Another foul ball there. Just
Another
keeps fighting
foul
him.
Ball. Very defensive.
A bullet into the
Fighting
batting
off real
cages.
well.
It's a bat so long they actually had to get extra balls to the batting cage over here.
Wow, that's all. I wonder how many balls they've gone through in this game. Definitely a lot, and a lot of fouls. And that
has a shot to center field.
And
And
the
he's
out.
out.
The catch made on the warning track, and so the side is retired there. No damage done by the Explorers. They threaten, though, and will be going now to the top of the 6th inning.
It's another great deal right here at Toyota of South Florida in Doral. This week only, it's the Abuela Edition Camry. The Abuela Edition comes with a mojo recipe and a bottle of Bix Vaporru. And this Abuela for free.
Hola!
And if you get the Abuela package with GPS, she'll even give you directions.
Afeítate esa barba. Tienes dos colores
Okay,
en
on
la
second
barba.
thought, maybe we'll
Estás
just
muy
stick to
gordito.
great deals. Come in this week to Toyota of South Florida in Doral. Great cars, great prices.
Y tremenda gente.
The Florida Motorcycle Training of North Dade provides an 18-hour basic course designed to teach beginning and novice motorcyclists the physical and mental skills necessary to ride safely on the street. The course teaches basic motorcycle operation, effective braking techniques, turning skills, and obstacle avoidance maneuvers. The course includes 8 hours of classroom instruction and approximately 10 hours of on-cycle instruction. Insurance, motorcycle, helmet, and student workbooks are provided for the course. If you are interested in applying, call 305-623-3444 today.
I'll start talking to the guys. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're in the top of the 6th inning here. The Explorers with 4 runs, still off of 6 hits, and the Falcons with 1 run off of 4 hits. Now in the
New
batter's
pitcher for
box.
the Explorers, Armando Gonzalez in relief for Brian Garcia.
Armando Gonzalez, a reliever we haven't seen much of. Big swing
lead off
taken there.
hit for Jose Brito here. That's
So
a
that
great way to start off.
Absolutely, for Ferguson, that's an excellent start. And the leadoff hitter there with an easy single drops right in the middle of the gap there for a single, and that makes it 5 hits on the game for Ferguson. They really won't go out without a fight.
Notice that it's 5 hits for Ferguson and 6 hits for Columbus, but in the score it is 4-1.
Columbus definitely being more run effective.
Absolutely. In the end, it doesn't matter really how many hits you have. It's important, but it's how efficient you are with those hits. It's your run to hit per ratio.
And you notice in some games that the opposing team might actually get more hits than you, but they still might lose the game because they didn't get the runs in.
Something the Marlins definitely did not have last season.
They had neither hits nor runs.
They had hits, they just couldn't drive anybody in.
No, they didn't. Now a man on first for Ferguson. An interesting stretch here for the pitcher for the Explorers.
And at bat right now we have Asniel Rodriguez.
Definitely looks like a big power hitter type of player.
Coming in for Kevin Torres.
And the runner checked on at first. Easy enough, though, for him. He was already on the bag. So only 10 minutes away from 8:30, and The game approaching the 2-hour mark here. It'll be over at the top of the 7th if the Explorers maintain the lead. A big foul there. A lot of foul balls in this game. A lot of foul balls. And that pitch fouled off like all the others, really.
Count is 0 balls and 2 strikes.
Rodriguez is going to try to bring in that runner on first into scoring position and hopefully bring him in to get closer to getting more into this ball game for the Falcons.
Right now, any run is very important for the Falcons just to get the momentum going their way again.
Absolutely. The game definitely not out of reach for them, but they need that explosive play. That over to the shortstop. He steps on second, and I believe that'll be a double play for the Explorers.
That is definitely the last thing that Ferguson wanted.
That's the last thing Ferguson wanted. You are totally correct on that. It was easy enough for the shortstop. He stepped right on second base, threw it over to first, and registered the double play.
Heads up baseball there by Pablo de Armas, the junior shortstop for the Explorers.
And that, the gun right there, and that goes in for a strike over the heart of the plate. That'll be strike number 1 of the at-bat. Laz Rivera recording the final out of the inning. The Explorers retire the side off of a double play and a flyout. We'll be back now with the bottom of the 6th.
Welcome back to Duffy's. Come on inside. I'm going to show you some of my friends.
I'm Mr. Linsky here at Duffy's Tavern, where the elite meet to eat. What I love about Duffy's is you never know who you're going to run into on a given day. Hey, buddy. I love the ambiance. I love the atmosphere. I love the food, but mostly I love the people. Because at any given moment when you walk in this place, half the people here are Columbus alumni.
So y'all come back now and ask for Wayne and Payne.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Baseball World offers a wide variety of gloves and has one of the largest selections of pants in South Florida. With all your sizes, come check out Baseball World's selection. Baseball World also carries your favorite sports teams hats. We also sell major brand name shoes including Nike, Under Armour, and Adidas. Baseball World is located on 9590 Southwest 40th Street. Or call them at 305-554-7488. Check out Baseball World.
Welcome back, Explorers fans. We have Rafael Dreggy on the mound here for the Falcons now, coming in relief for Joseph Campo, who pitched a pretty good inning last time around. Interesting to see the Falcons make this move.
Out on the plate now is Chris Garabedian, who is 2 for 2 thus far in this game, so definitely looking to go perfect at the plate now. In his third and what should be his final at bat.
Has been very hot at the plate today. Definitely a dangerous bat here today against the Falcons.
So now Chris Garabedian settles into the batter's box. That pitch goes in.
Another close call.
Absolutely. A lot of close calls here having to be made by the umpire. And credit to him, though, for going with the ball, because at this point in the game, you expect him to do whatever ends it quicker.
And one of the most important things for umpires is to be consistent with your calls in the strike zone, because I've seen umpires that'll call a strike in one zone, they'll keep throwing it there, and then next thing you know, they'll call a ball.
You have to maintain that constant reliability in maintaining one strike zone.
And if you saw the MLB production over the offseason, the third team, we can see that umpires definitely take some calls personal when they miss them, and they're definitely not pleased with themselves when they make a bad call.
Especially in the major leagues, when you're an umpire, it's a full-time job. That's what you dedicate yourself to. You take it very seriously. These guys are known to go into the film rooms themselves, just like a Major League Baseball player would do, and watch over their plays and watch their calls. And like that, they work on their form. They get better like that. And so credit to them for doing that, because they take the umpires in the majors and on every level, seemingly, take it very seriously.
Much like the players, they take trips as well. They're away from home. They come up in the minors and they get called up. It's very similar to what the players are going through.
I saw the numbers, not more than around 100 umpires in the major leagues. That's not very many.
And 7 to be selected for the World Series. That's
exactly so
an honor.
Out of hundreds in the minors, and
so it's probably the hardest part for baseball is the minors, getting through the minor leagues and getting to the major
leagues. Probably harder to make it as an umpire in baseball as it is to make it as a player. They have to start
little league and
absolutely.
And like we said earlier, Chris Garabedian's older brother in the AA affiliate for the Dodgers, part of the that 03 Columbus World Series, part of the state championship team alongside with World Series champion John Jay back in 2011.
You said 03 World Series. I wonder what team won the World Series in 2003.
Definitely a promising team, a great team, a team with a future.
An excellent team. That pitch right there called a strike, and that'll make it a 0-1 count.
Some nice heat there.
So Chris Garabedian now on first. And it'll be here with no men down, a 0-1 count, flashing bunt.
Eddie Rodriguez showing bunt there, then pulled away. When you notice the very defensive infielder, the third baseman for the Falcons, Christopher Medina, pulling in. Definitely a dangerous person to bunt to on this team.
Yeah, let's see if he tries to do another bunt. He does, and it's going along the first base line, and he is out, but the runner advances to second.
And the runner was Chris Garabedian, so credit to him for doing that. And an interesting call by the coaching staff not to pinch run for him. But in the end, the bunt carries out its purpose. Eddie Rodriguez doing a good job there, advancing the runner in Chris Garabedian.
Definitely some heads-up baseball by Eddie Rodriguez, bunting to the first base side of the infield compared to bunting to the third base side, because, like I said earlier, Christopher Medina, very well defensive player over there at third base at the hot corner for this Falcons team, along with his big bat in the 3 spot of this lineup.
And looks like we're closing in here at 8:30 on this beautiful night in Miami.
That'll be the 2-hour mark for this game. That'll officially establish it as like a long baseball game. It's been long, but not uneventful. A little uneventful in the waning innings. However, earlier on in the game, it was full of a lot of action.
Good action.
I mean, both pitchers were off to excellent starts, and Brian Garcia didn't give up a hit until the 4th inning. And so now the Explorers look to close out another win. The pass ball there allows the runner to advance, and Chris Garabedian warranting applause from his teammates. The big man getting over to third base, only 90 feet away from the plate. And
definitely has had quite the game here today, Garabedian.
Yeah, he has. Garabedian, he did not get out in this game. He went 2 for 2. He walked also in his third and final at bat.
Right now, it's not looking good here for the Falcons.
Not
but the
at
last
all.
thing they want right now is to have them score a run. So if they can just get these last 2 outs, they still have a chance in the bottom and the top of the 7th.
Absolutely. The game is far from over, but if Chris Garabedian scores right now, you can definitely imagine that it makes it that much harder for them. With Pablo de Armas now in the batter's box. That ball high.
Very close ball again.
De Arma's more of a contact hitter than a power hitter, if anything. So, in a good situation here to bring in Garabedian from third.
Well, the guy you want up to the plate when there's a guy on third base is a contact hitter, so this is perfect for him.
It's a good situation for the Explorers.
That ball fouled very far back.
One of the many foul balls we've had here tonight.
Absolutely. This definitely cost Columbus a lot.
It's also a good thing for Columbus because it definitely wears out the pitcher.
That pitch, another iffy one. Call the ball though, makes it count full.
And from the way I looked at, the way I saw that pitch, that'd be called a strike for most hitters. But De Arma's a little bit on the smaller side, so that was a little up on around the shoulders.
Big swing at that one. That
looks
will
like the
carry.
Player from third's going to tag, and it looks like he is going to score.
So Chris Garabedian crosses the plate and gets a run of his own. That makes the score 5-1. The Explorers with 5 runs off 6 hits, and the Ferguson Falcons only 1 fewer hit. However, they only have 1 run.
Yep.
Good job by De Armas, sacrificing himself to bring in that runner on third. Garabedian getting around that ball that was pitched. It wasn't the greatest of pitches. It was up and away. So good job by De Armas being aware, and a defensive swing by De Armas to bring in the runner.
Another ball here pitched to Kevin Suarez. That makes a lot of consecutive balls pitched here in this game, and this should be the final defensive outing for the Ferguson Falcons, of course, pending a big comeback by them in the next inning. It'll all fall down on that offensive outing. If they can come out and bat well, then you can expect for this inning to go on longer. However, they have a big mountain to climb. They have a 4-run mountain to climb if they so much as want to tie.
Not insurmountable, but very difficult.
Absolutely. It's not impossible. Stranger things have definitely happened.
Anything can happen in the bottom of the 7th, or in Major Leagues, the top of the 9th.
In the top of the 7th inning. I guess that's when magic happens in high school. Doesn't quite have the ring to it, but still.
Considering in Major Leagues, the 7th inning is where we have the 7th inning stretch, and here in high school it's in the 5th inning.
And almost completely unannounced, so not much participation from the fans, but nonetheless. That pitch very high again. That makes it 3 balls and 1 strike. So a lot of shaky pitching here from the reliever.
And Juregi here on the mound, he's got quite the fastball. He gets a big kick off the mound, giving him an extra oomph on his fastball.
That fastball was a heater, and it was low in the zone, but called a strike anyways. Now the count full for Kevin Suarez with 2 men away and no men on the bases. So now it's Kevin Suarez with the 3-2. That one, that'll be a K, a strikeout to end the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll be back with what should be the final half inning. Of course, it's also the magic hour for the Ferguson Falcons.
It's another great deal right here at Toyota of South Florida in Doral. This week only, it's the Abuela Edition Camry. The Abuela Edition comes with a mojo recipe and a bottle of Big's Vaporru. And this Abuela for free.
Hola!
And if you get the Abuela package with GPS, she'll even give you directions.
Afeítate esa barba. Tienes dos colores
Okay,
en
on
la
second
barba.
thought, maybe we'll
Estás
just
muy
stick
gordito.
to great deals. Come in this week to Toyota of South Florida in Doral. Great cars, great prices.
Y tremenda gente.
Florida Motorcycle Training of North Dade provides an 18-hour basic course designed to teach beginning and novice motorcyclists the physical and mental skills necessary to ride safely on the street. The course teaches basic motorcycle operation, effective braking techniques, turning skills, and obstacle avoidance maneuvers. The course includes 8 hours of classroom instruction and approximately 10 hours of on-cycle instruction. Insurance, motorcycle, helmet, and student workbooks are provided for the course. If you are interested in applying, call 305-623-3444 today.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the final half inning of the game. Of course, it's all dependent on how the Explorers and the Ferguson Falcons do. They'll need to score 4 runs, will the Ferguson Falcons, if they plan to continue the game any further. And if they plan to win, they'll need to score 5.
Now batting for the Falcons, number 4, Bradley Ramon.
Bradley Ramon now in the batter's box, and he'll be facing a dominant Explorers pitcher here. Big swing and a miss taken on the first pitch of the at-bat. And so the leadoff hitter falls to an early 0-1 count.
Coach Weber letting Armando Martinez come into another inning of relief here.
Another off the light.
Well, they get to keep the ball.
I know,
That's
for once.
A definite plus. It barely bounced off the light, but perfectly so it ended back on the field, and the Explorers don't lose another ball.
And that is a high ball right there.
You know, I've been looking at the pitchers' faces after they send out a pitch and it's fouled off, and you almost see this very unhappy and unsatisfied
like a look
look
of disgust.
Yeah, it is.
And that is a hit
Very
into
well hit.
Wow, very good hit. He's advancing the second. Pitch goes over his head, and he will stay at second. Very good hit there.
The stand-up double, that was incredibly good.
And that is definitely the way you want to start off an inning if you want to pull out for rally here.
And they call it the 9th inning rally in the major leagues. We call it the 7th inning rally here at Columbus.
It looks like they're bringing in a pinch runner.
Well, you really will take whatever opportunities come your way here in this game.
Mark Blanco is going to be pinch running at second base here for the Falcons. Now coming up to hit the top of the order, Christopher Beck.
That hit over to third and back. The relay is good to first, and that'll register the first out of the inning.
And the guy at second actually advances to third, so he is in a very good position to score.
The runner does advance. There's a man only 90 feet away from the plate. That'll make the score 2-5 if he scores.
The Explorers are 2 outs away from winning this game, but Falcons are looking to extend this game.
Definitely, that's exactly what they want to do. The game right now, not exactly a safe situation.
And Anthony Tucker swinging for the fences there. Very powerful swing. Overswung it, if you ask me. Tucker, the shortstop for this Falcons team. Gonna see what he can do with Pablo Nieves here at third base. Only 90 feet away from scoring the second run for the Falcons in this ball game, late into this ball game.
The 1-1. Another foul ball, folks. I'd like to have a foul ball counter. Yeah, absolutely. We're probably well into I'd say 40?
40s,
yeah 40,
definitely in the 40s.
40 foul balls in this game. That's a lot of foul balls, folks. That's going to be expensive for Columbus. A lot of balls lost.
Mario, after the ball game, I think I'm going to go pick those up and start my own Little League team.
That ball.
A good hit down the first base line. And he mishandles the ball. He's running to second. Let's see if he goes for more. And he is safe. And he scores the second run that the Falcons will get.
Don't call it a rally, ladies and gentlemen, but with 1 out, the Ferguson Falcons cross the plate once. That means they score a run, and there's a man in scoring position for them again. They're definitely making this game a little more exciting than the Explorers originally hoped.
Not sure what happened to Alvers out there in right field. I thought he had a pretty good feel for the ball, and then he just missed it completely after it fell on the ground. I think if he got to that ball quicker, the runner at second might be out.
Very good play there, as there was a man in scoring position on the last play, and they have another man in scoring position here. So it's one of those things that it's a great opportunity from him here. And at bat, we have Chris Medina, who earlier in the game had a home run, and another home run would be great right here for the Falcons.
Absolutely. Another home run right here would make the game within a run for Ferguson. That would be hugely important for them. If I were the Columbus Explorers, I'd be very careful right now.
So we see another foul ball going right over the heads of the Columbus Explorers over here on the bench.
That was a bit of a scary foul ball there.
Had a bunch of these this game today.
A lot of them. A lot of foul balls in general. A lot of foul balls getting lost. Chris Perez with a good stop there on the wild pitch. The runner threatened to advance to third, but when he realized that Chris Perez had made the stop, he quickly shuffled back over to second and avoided maybe getting thrown out there. Good job.
Very important for a catcher to be able to stop those balls from going on and on.
I've always said it, behind every good team, there's a good catcher.
And Chris Perez definitely is one of those.
Hey, Snack Gary!
Well, here we go, folks. We got 2 outs in the top of the 7th. The Columbus Explorers are ahead of Ferguson Falcons 5-2, and as my man Mario over here would say, it's an all-or-nothing situation.
That is a very astute observation by my partner.
It's going to be a difficult last out for Armando Gonzalez as the most dangerous hitter in this Falcons lineup is coming up now.
Looks like he's trying a little bit too hard to get this hit right here.
He was
just slow
trying
it down.
to hit it over the fence, and that pitch in the dirt was nothing he was going to be able to hit.
Tapia definitely got, hopefully, I think he wants to show off his power just a little bit. Get his team a little closer to winning this ball game. Not in his favor, but definitely he's aiming for the stars here.
If you're a Ferguson Falcon fan, you want to put in your rally caps here. And the runner advances to third base here on that wild pitch.
That was wildly in the dirt, and it took a strange bounce right off of Chris Perez and goes over the fence into the batting cages, and like that, the runner advances from second to third.
This might be the ball game here, folks. The pop fly. And that is it. That's your ball game right there.
So, ladies and gentlemen, your final score for the game, the Columbus Explorers. It'll be another victory for them at the hands of Brian Garcia and Chris Garabedian.